And now that we got the thumbnail shot out of the way, let's put these rulebooks off to the side. Trust me, I'm going to need them. I've learned the hard way that apparently I never ever play games correctly. There's always a mistake somewhere. Although to be fair, the mistakes are worse on camera because I like to move forward as opposed to checking the rules. I'm getting distracted. I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is a playthrough of Too Many Bones. Not a full playthrough, mind you. I'm jumping in the middle of the journey. The Too Many Bones Unbreakable is currently over on GameFound. I just recently did a review of Too Many Bones, one of my favorite games ever, and my youngest is now asleep in bed. Hopefully we don't get interruptions. The rest of the family is out of the house, which means it's Too Many Bones time. And we're we're diving in mid-adventure like I said already. We're going against Valkesh over there, although we probably won't get to Valkesh in this playthrough. I will likely play a single battle, perhaps two. We'll see how we're doing on time. And I'm currently playing with Stanza and Tantrum, a combination I've never used before, so let's see how it actually plays out. And we're going to start dropping straight into the encounter where we're up to over here. I like to use Valkesh, or I like to use the boss as my cover card, while I then peek out the next one over here. The next card we'll be dealing with, the next encounter, like pigs to the slaughter. All day it's felt like we've been corralled down a specific path, from impassable roadblocks to strange suggestions offered by traveling merchants. There's no way it was all a coincidence. If anything else were to come up, and there it is, another oddity. Since when have road signs been posted in uncharted forests? This one is hastily and crudely made with the paint still fresh. It reads, left for fun, right for bad things. So they clearly want us to go left. Fun, of course, battle queue points. So this is the part of every encounter where you have a choice to make depending on the rewards. Already I'm biased towards this one because this one will give us 2 training points. I love training points. Doing battle for every baddie with 5 or more HP that comes into the battle map, immediately add a 1-point baddie to the bottom of the queue. Doing battle for every baddie with 5 or more HP. This is part of the problem with Too Many Bones, by the way. I'm already left with the question. In general, this happens. There's rules left, right, and center. Shut Up and Sit Down, when they reviewed this game, talked about how everything adds rules, and that's true. If you're willing to house rule, you're kind of fine, though. Doing battle for every baddie with 5 or more HP that comes in the battle mat, immediately add a 1-point baddie to the bottom of the queue. The question I have is that doing battle only, or is that before battle? Because I'm going to assume that it's with the entire battle situation. In any case, we have Let's Call Their Bluff and draw the top trove loot. No. I'm going to have to go for the training points. So, let's go for the training points. We're going to structure the battle queue. The battle queue is equal to the day we're on, which is day number 6, and then we are going to multiply that by the number of gear locks we have. And that will be 6 times 2, which means 12 baddie points. So we're going to have 2 5-point baddies. I just knocked that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did knock that. That was 2. Okay. We're going to have 2 5-point baddies and 2 1-point baddies in the battle queue. Now, I'm going to go with the fact that this adds more even to the bottom. So we're going to add another 2. Immediately add a 1-point baddie to the bottom of the battle queue. That's the way I'm going to go ahead with that. We'll leave this to the side until we resolve it. So, let's go through the setup sequence of a battle. In general, if you don't know already, because you may or may not, the short version is this is a RPG-style adventure game where you'll go through these little miniature encounters as you slowly make your way to fight the boss. In the meantime, you're slowly leveling up your gear locks, adding to their basic stats, their health, attack, defense, and dexterity, and then choosing their specific skills, all of which come with their own little handy-dandy rule sheet, 2-sided rule sheet for every single character, because that's the kind of game this is. It also means I inevitably will get something wrong, like I told you already, because I'm going to cross-check those rules less often than I typically would in order to keep the flow of this going. So, we'll start with the first 5-point baddie. We have a 7 health, 7 health, 5 initiative baddie. We'll put him on the 1 slot. It looks like he is melee, he's a Dragon Grounder, and he is weakened 2. So, we'll grab that over here. He's got 7 health, like I said already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's got 3 attack and 2 defense. That is not a fun baddie over there. So, let's put that down over there. For the second one, we're going to reveal another, oh my gosh, we have another Dragon Grounder. That is messed up. So we're not going to see variability here. We're just going to see 2 people who are going to try to weaken us the entire battle. Another 2 over here, and putting that down on top, although we should put the buffer number 2 chip amongst it, up top of it. And then we'll put that down over here. We also have 2 initiative 5s. Where'd my initiative dice go? Did I grab them yet? Here they are. So we have a purple initiative 5 and a blue initiative 5. Things are not looking well so far. It's not good. It's not good. Then we'll go ahead and add 2 more 1-point baddies to the 3 first. The 3 will be a 2 health 4 initiative with Blind Strike and Dodge. I always find him fascinating. Blind Strike is an interesting skill. We're going to go through all the skills shortly, and he is melee as well. And then lastly, before we add these to the side for the battle queue, we have one more, which is our Weaken 1. That's a whole lot of Weaken. You're not seeing a lot of variability in the skills here. And then another 4. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the survivability goes over here. And that one looks, again, melee. Let's go through the skills over there, the various skills they have. They have Blind Strike, Dodge, and Weaken. Blind Strike is before moving. It deals damage to the adjacent unit, the strongest adjacent unit, whether it's friend or foe. Then we have Dodge. Dodge will be the unit's HP cannot be reduced with attack dice. So you can't kill it with attack dice. It'll always dance out of the way. And then finally, we have Weaken, which is you place a Weaken effect, and unit must reduce its dexterity by the amount next turn. So Weaken 2 means we will reduce our dexterity by that amount. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and set up our gear locks. And we have a problem because let's go ahead and roll our dice and see where we are in the initiative line. And we have a 4 and a 3. So at least we get our 4 before they get their 4. But this basically means that they're going to get 2 strong Weaken attacks against us, although we can actually prevent that. One of the nice things here, there are no nice things here. They're rolling 3 attack dice with 2 dexterity. That is brutal. At least we're going before this one, so we can potentially take that one out, which I think is inherently going to have to be our goal. And Stanza is a slow start, so we're going to have Stanza go up for the taking one for the team. This is so not good. There's no way to prevent both of them. Okay, it is what it is. We're going to just go ahead and deal with it. That's unfortunate. Blind Strike is at the start of your turn. Blind Strike is before moving, so that will help us at least. But this is going to be hard. We may lose this one. So let's go ahead and go through it. They'll start with their turn. We're going to have Blue activate first. Blue will move down 1 and then roll 3 dice against us over there. It's going to roll 3 dice and 2 defense against Stanza. The problem is, once I get up and going, I should potentially be fine, but this is not pleasant in the meantime. We'll go ahead and roll. And we have, oh, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So we have 1 attack against Stanza. She'll go ahead and remove her target chip over there. So she removes 1 health. And then this will, basically these are bones. Bones will have no effect on them. The downside, and we'll put 2 of these defense on this guy over here. The downside is we're going to be reducing our health over there. Let's see if we can find a weakened chip over here. But let's go ahead and put this one down. Okay, so then we'll put that on top over there. We'll reduce our dexterity by 2 next turn. So then we're going to go ahead and roll for the second one. The good news is Weaken doesn't stack, so we do have a chance of, well, not getting completely obliterated turn 1. And we'll go ahead and roll, and we have 2 damage, again 2 defense, another bones, which I'll happily take. Those people are going to be a threat. These things are not even in how bad they are. So 2 more damage to Stanza. This is a horrible show of how this game can go, but we'll go ahead. I mean, it's probably a very accurate showing of how this game can go. And then we'll go ahead and take our turn, or at least one of our turns. That's the good news. The bad news is he won't be blind striking him anymore. Arguably, I should have done the reverse setting. It's only a difference of 1 though, so we're not going to bother doing that. So we'll go ahead and roll for Tantrum. Now, Tantrum does not have any dexterity weakness. We do want to make sure we take out that baddie over there. We do have 5 dexterity, which is helpful. We should be slotting this over here. Also, before the start of battle, I should have been rolling for Stanza's song over here. And that's nice. That is a solid thing. We'll explain the characters as we go through their actions, but that is a solid choice over there. Not choice so much as it is what it is, but I really need to get some health and defense in play, because otherwise we're going to be so dead so fast. Also, I probably need to run away. So, I think we need to ensure that... take... Oh my gosh, this is going to be so brutal. It's going to be brutal. We could try to ensure... Let me just check up on Tantrum. Tantrum has a skill that I can use, which could make people attack him. He has Taunt, and Taunt will make it so that adjacent opponent units must attack. So again, always the questions part. Does it mean adjacent opposing units that start off adjacent, or anyone that gets adjacent? But let's go ahead and go through it and see how we can cycle this out, because this is not pleasant. This is not pleasant. Okay. let's go ahead and have Tantrum roll 4 attack dice. We'll have you roll 4 attack dice against this person here. That should take you out fairly decently. And then I could have stun, but stun won't help me. I think we will go for the taunt over here, forcing others to attack us, while Stanza tries healing her wounds. She does not have a lot of stuff going on for her. So, Stanza will go ahead and we'll do that. We're going to roll 5 dice over here. Oh, interesting. Do I want any defense? I probably should have defense if I'm going to... I can probably make them attack me without the taunt. So let's roll 3 attack dice and 2 defense dice. 2 defense dice, even though I have 3 defense dice. Honestly, I think... yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for 3 attack dice. We're trying to buff our way up. I might just go for another defense. And just 2 attack. 2 attack is not great, but I'm not necessarily trying to survive at this point. I'm trying to survive. Let's go ahead and go for it. And we have, ooh, that is solid. Solid 4 defense over there. That could be pretty good. That will give us some degree of survivability, although we're going to have to figure out how to get out of this. And the good news is we do have 2 attack. We have 1 bones we can slot in there. We have 2 attack, which we'll use to take this person out a bit. Not necessarily a ton, but it does mean we'll still be attacked and therefore weakened, unfortunately. Although I don't know if that will actually matter. You'll see why soon enough. So, we'll go ahead and then activate that person. He'll roll 1 die against us, and he got 1 attack. So we're going to remove 1 of our defense dice over there. Then we will, that's all he's going to do. We'll move down to them. They can only move 2, so they're going to try to get closer to us. So 1, 2, does not get closer. And then it's Stanza's turn. Stanza can start trying to roll some songs, and I think we're going to need to do so. So she only has 3 dexterity because you have to remove those 2. And that's a problem because we're going to have to run. I think Stanza's going to have to run out of the way. So we're going to go 1, 2 with 2 dexterity, and then we will start this song over here because this song will help give us some general health to, well, to all of us. So we're going to start the first cycle of her song over here. We're finding the right side. 1, 1. No, I'm doing this the wrong way. 2, 4, 1. There we go. So, oh no, we want the health one. The health one's over here. So the way Stanza works is she uses dexterity to start or advance her songs. So we are going to do that over here, and we're going to give ourselves 1 buff HP over here. So we're advancing the song. It's going to require 1 of our 5, basically charge for the song. It's called something else, but we will use that 1 to give ourselves 1 buff HP, which will go on top of us. So it's not our whatever HP, but it does count. That's applying to self. As we advance this further along, we'll be able to heal ourselves and others, but we'll see how this plays out. In the meantime, we'll now move to the next round of the battle, where things are not looking good. Things are not looking good. Now, we haven't taken out any baddies yet, so we're still victim to what's going on here. Now, the good news is the way these are going to activate will prevent him from actually being able to do anything. That's the nice part about not killing him. Watch. So he's going to go ahead and move 1. This is why, positioning does matter in Too Many Bones. I think people often talk about how it doesn't, but I really think it does matter a decent amount. Granted, Unbreakable's trying to make it matter more. So they're going to move 1 over there. Now, they are going to weaken us for next turn, which is not a fun thing, but they will go ahead and roll their defense. Okay. And then we will go ahead and... Wait, sorry. We don't actually roll defense because the defense dice are still in use. Their defense stat is currently in use because it's still on top of them. So they're just rolling 3 attack against us. And we have 4 damage, unfortunately. That's not great. That does mean, by the way, we should have advanced him over here by 1. That's his rage. We'll talk about that soon enough. So that's going to power straight through his defense, straight down to nothingness over there, and also taking out 1 health at the same time. We're just having a brutal round of situations going on here. That will be that one going over there. The next one will activate. It can't actually reach us, so it's going to try to walk around 1, 2, which gives us a little bit of timing. We do have to give ourselves that little hand symbol to show that we are not using, although this one we can actually remove. And then that will be their 2 turns, and now we move to Tantrum. Tantrum has a choice of taking out the weaken next to him. Now, we don't actually want to in this case, because in a weird twist of the way things work, whenever you would add an effect die, you actually replace that effect die, which means I'm actually looking forward to being hit by weaken so that we can replace the weaken 2 with weaken 1. So I don't think I want to take out that one. I think we're going to try to set ourselves up for some degree of, well, survivability. We'll see. Over here, let's see what we can do over here. Over here, what options do we have? We can try to force them to taunt, but that won't necessarily help us as much. We need to get Stanza into a better situation of survivability in general. getting that person out will improve our weaken, but right now we only have 3 dice we can actually roll. We could just go for a strong 3 defense, which might be, sadly, the way to go. This should be advanced because we took a point of damage. We could utilize that to get rid of the blind strike and dodge. Oh my gosh, let's go for 3 defense. Let's go for 3 defense. We currently have 3 health. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll for 3 defense. And we have 2 bones, which is bad, and 1 defense. Okay, so the 2 bones will help us because what we'll do is we'll add them to our battle plan. And then we'll add these 2 to our battle plan. This one, which gives us 4 axes. So we're going to cash in those 4 and keep that 1 over there. And that will, this is going to exhaust that die. That allows us to increase our axes to 3, which means we can now use our axe to attack this one over here. Reduce our axes and deal 2 damage to a non-adjacent baddie, taking him off the board entirely. That also means we can increase our body stat over there. And I think we'll go ahead and cash this in. This is the way these skills operate. We're going to add the health because of that. And then we'll cash that into 0 to give ourselves 1 more health, I think. Because this will be relevant to, well, general survivability. So we're buffing our health again because we can cash in the bodies of people we kill for more health. That's going to remove our 2 weaken over there. So that's not relevant until next time. And then we have 1 defense, which is going to be relevant right now. This one's off the battle mat. Our 1 defense is relevant when he attacks us for 1 die, and he will get 1 hit. He'll also place the 1 weaken, which means I was actually wrong with that sequencing. I was wrong with the sequencing because now I'm weakened next turn. But I am at 4 health, and then we moved to the green, which he just went, and then we moved to Stanza. Now Stanza has to spend dexterity to keep these guys moving, so I think we'll go ahead and reluctantly buff everyone. So we're going to heal everyone. Since they're already at max health, that won't really matter, but it will matter for myself and Tantrum, although Tantrum is also at max health. So I probably should not have done that body thing because this would make more sense now. So I'll keep that body for later. That makes more sense. So now we have ourselves all healed. Sadly, we're going to heal this one as well. So we'll heal that little dragon bite. And then, Ogre herbs. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. This could be useful. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we can do over here. So we can go ahead and start trying to figure out what and how we want to handle this. So we already used 1 dexterity to bump that. We have 4 dexterity left. We could start trying to deal with a song. This could be for target, but we don't really have a target. And I believe that's true damage. So let me just confirm that Breaking of Dolor is true damage. Breaking of Dolor is deal true damage. So that could be helpful in terms of being able to start taking down the opponents there. But I don't know. The problem we have is this one's going to attack us either way. And right now we have the buff HP in place. Yeah, let's go ahead and have you move 1, like so. That will cost you 1 of your dexterity. You have 4 dexterity left to spend. 3 dexterity left to spend because this was already bumped over there. We can only roll 2 defense dice, so I'm going to keep 1 more dexterity. And that could be to cycle back a baddie to the battle mat. It has to be a 1-point baddie, I believe. Let me just go ahead and double check that. I believe it's a 1-point baddie. Lowest point baddie on battle mat is removed. And placed on top of the battle stack. That could remove the weaken from play, which gives us a little bit of breathing room, but I think we want to just take that one out next turn. We could start doing poison. So maybe we'll roll this dice. This one could be helpful. It can get some poison in play, which should start taking them out. Although I think I just want to get this in play. I think I want to start doing this. Okay, we're going to vamp that up. That will give us 1 true damage to our target. So we will remove 1 from them. And then we will roll our 2 defense dice. Now we may or may not survive here, but we'll go through it. We got 1. I'm going to roll that one again. We have 1. We have Tune Up over there. Tune Up. I could spend 1 to advance a die. No, we're not going to do it right now. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this 1 on top of ourselves over there. Do we want to rely on that as being enough? I don't think I do. So what I think I'll do is I will go ahead and start using our herbs. We can use the herbs twice to give ourselves 2 more HP. I think we need the survivability right now. Okay, that should be our turn, our cycle. We now move to round 3. And we're going to activate again. Now, these guys do target the weakest person that's adjacent to them. So they will target, or that one will target Tantrum over there. which means we're going to roll 3 attack dice. No defense dice still because it still has that in play. Let's go ahead and roll 3. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Well, that just got a whole lot better. We'll then move this person over here. He can't reach Tantrum, so he'll wander 1 down. And with his 1 down, he will then roll 3 attack dice. And less good, it's going to be 3 attack. 1 will hit the buff HP, 1 will hit the defense dice, and 1 will hit her actual health. Cool. So we're making progress on this over here. The survivability is good. We did forget 1 step, though, which is we should be adding 1 of these to the battle mat at the end of our last turn. And this will always enter at the bottom of the battle queue. So we'll go ahead and put it at 2, but it always enters at the bottom if it's a 1 or 5 point baddie. We'll put this over here. We have Hardy and Compound. Hardy means they can't be attacked. Every time they deal damage, it limits it to 1. And Compound is it's the unit's attack stat is equal to the current round. I hate this game. I hate this game. Cool. So, Hardy. That's going to be problematic. The good news is he can't actually reach us, so that's the good news. In any case, it is now time for Tantrum's turn. Tantrum can take out that little guy over here, which might make more sense now. We do have weaken 1 on ourselves. It would be great to take that out of play before anything else bad happens. We did attack. I totally forgot to do this. We need to actually add 2 dice to ourselves to represent the fact that we just got hit twice. It doesn't even matter whether or not, that's going to replace the 2. So we'll replace the 1 over there. And then we could try taking out... I think I want that baddie protecting us right now. He's not that much of a threat. Tantrum only has 3 dice, unfortunately, which means we could take out that weaken with our little axes right now, only if we move. But I don't want to move, so I'm not going to do that. I think we can use our axes to take out the Hardy and Compound before he's a threat, but it won't actually kill him right now. It'll just set ourselves up for next round. Or we can use it reluctantly against that. I think we'll go ahead and rotate our axe down to take out 1 of these. So that's going to be 1 health off him. The good news, it means that we can take him out next turn. Then, we still have 1 bonus remaining, and we still have 3 dexterity. I could just play the defensive game, trying to outlast these people. I don't know if that will work. I could do weaken. I could grab this die over here, which could potentially stop his ability from being relevant and give me my dexterity back next round, which might give me the edge I need. I think we'll go ahead and do that. So we will roll, we're not attacking him, we're trying to survive right now. So we're going to roll 2 defensive dice and 1 of these and hope for the best. Okay, ready? We're going to go for it. And we have 3 defense, beautiful. And that will be over here. We can remove this stat now. And then we will go ahead and place this on him, preventing him from, well, using his weaken ability. Then we will go ahead to the green guy, who's going to attack me now. He'll roll 1 of these, and he gets nothing. It's beautiful. I'm getting the defensive rolls I need. That's the nice part. We still have 1 weaken. And then we go to Stanza's turn, where Stanza's going to have to spend 3 dexterity just to keep things cycling. So if we advance this one over here, we will deal 1 true damage to everyone on the battle mat. That's actually really helpful, because it will take out that person there. So that's helpful. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We will go ahead and deal 1 true damage to everyone on the battle mat. Whoops. We have our 1 defense die over there. 1 true damage to this person here. And then 1 true damage to this person. 1 true damage to this person. And then 1 true damage to Stanza. And then taking out this person. So he's gone. He's out of play. I actually probably did something a little bit different than I should have. I'll explain. You know what? I'll show you what I should have done. We'll actually do the true damage here, and we'll keep this stat in play. That will allow Tantrum to kill him next turn. Okay, then we will cycle this one to the 3rd level, where we're going to give ourselves 1 buff HP to the party. So we're kind of playing this weird game of buffing ourselves and hurting ourselves in order to keep this game going. That's 2 of our dexterity gone, and now she only has 1 more, which I think we will utilize to roll a defense die. 1 more dexterity, it's all we have, which means we're going to try to outlast this battle here. We'll roll a defense dice. We got a bones. That is not quite as satisfying. Not quite as satisfying. See, I want to be able to use add distortion, which will help, but we might die, so I think we'll give ourselves our 1 HP back. We'll discard this last token over there and give ourselves 1 more regular HP to try to pretend that we might survive till the next round. That is that. We now move to this person. This person will go ahead and try to, I think if they can't reach us, I don't even think they move. I believe if they can't get to us, they don't even move at all. So we'll now move to the next round. It's now round 4. Starting with round 4, we will again go ahead and have this person, that blue person, attack Tantrum. The good news is Tantrum has 3 defense, and we will see how far they get. They get 4. Wow. Powers straight through my defense and hits my buff HP. So, there goes our good rolls until now. From there, we move to the purple dude. Purple dude will go ahead and attack Stanza and rolling. And we have 3, which is a standard attack. That's what I'd expect. So 2 regular HP and 1 buff HP out the window. We are probably going to lose this battle, to be very clear. This is going to be fun. And then they both maintain their, stats on them. They both maintain that weaken. Oh no, he does not maintain that weaken because he has that ability on him. That is good. Okay. And then we move to Tantrum. Tantrum has 4 dexterity to play with, which is better than before. He will go ahead and use his axes to take out this guy over here. Let me just make sure that I shouldn't do that over there. Yeah, that shouldn't do it over there. Okay, perfect. Okay, he's dead. He gets to up his stat over there. That's 2. Stanza may have to consider moving away, although I don't think it will help us right now, given the way the board is set up. Stanza's down to 2 health. She could roll 2 defense. I don't know if there's much else she can do, but it's Duster's turn. Ooh, watch this. This is actually interesting. I think. Maybe? Is it? Yeah, I think so. Okay, we're going to roll 1 attack die. We have 4 more dice, and then we'll still roll 3 defense, I think. It's not what I'm loving here, but I don't see another way. Stanza's going to almost certainly die. We might be able to prevent it. We'll see what we can do. So, we will go ahead and roll 1 attack dice, 3 defense dice. Those are our 4 dice. Let's go for it. Okay, we have 4 defense, which is plenty. We also have our 1 attack, which will take this baddie out. So that baddie's off the mat, which also means we increase our stat. Okay. And we have plenty of defense, which is very, very helpful. Those are out of play. Then we move to that guy. He's gone. He's off the battle mat. We will have someone coming in next round. We move to Stanza, who Stanza now has an interesting choice to make because we could try to utilize this skill over here, where if we use our first dexterity, the problem is we currently have 5 Songsmith right now. We have 5 songs over there. If we bump this up to the next level, it's 2 heal to herself. That might be enough to survive, but I think I might need a vamp. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's show you how this works, because I think it's worth the display. I think so. Because then it'll come into play. Yeah, it's worth the display. Watch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this skill to the battle mat. Now, before we do that, we will vamp this skill, which means we put it in cycle mode. It still uses 1 of our stats, but we do have the ability of ensuring that we don't have to use dexterity for it. So she's 3 dexterity, still using 3. We will add this skill, which will put this person on the bottom or top of the battle queue. I believe it's the top of the battle queue. Okay, so this one's placed on top of the battle queue. Okay, so he comes off the board entirely. Basically, the lowest point baddie gets put on top of the battle queue, which is great because now he's off the board, which means he won't activate until the end of next round. So we're skipping an activation of his. Then we still can go ahead and we can advance. That costs us 1 dexterity, so we have 2 left. Then we could advance this dexterity over here, which will deal 2 true damage. No, I can't do that. I won't be able to do that. We could vamp that one. I think we'll vamp this one. We're going to vamp this one instead. So this one's going to vamp to nothing. And this one will have upped to the 3rd level, which gives 2 buff HP. Oh, that's a problem. 2 buff HP to myself, which I think we will do. And additionally, for our last dexterity, we will go ahead and roll this die to try to give ourselves some more control over here. Although I don't necessarily need to. I could go ahead and use a bones. Can I get it to 6? I can't get this one to 6. Maximum is 5. So I'll go ahead and roll this one over here. And we will add 1 to our song talent. I'm not cashing on the die. I'm adding it to our song talent. So now we can add to the 6 over here. So that was our 3 over there, which should be good to go. So let's walk through this. So we've now done that. This one's dead over here, so it's off the battle mat. We can ignore that. We now advance to round 5, and we now put some more people onto the battle mat. Both of these will enter the battle mat. This one will enter at 2. So we're going to put this one over here, which also means it goes to the bottom of the battle queue, which is the helpful part. So we never really lost any skills over there. And it also means we might be able to get an extra attack in before it's relevant. Although he did lose 1 health, so we lose that over there. And then this last one is, we have Hardy and Compound. Are you serious? Again? Unbelievable. Okay, but this one's going to be, again, on the bottom of the queue. We'll give it the 4 stat. And this one's ranged. Wow, that's not good. Wow. That is not good. Okay, going to be ranged down over here, attacking 1. But again, he goes on the bottom, fortunately. So, we may make it out of this battle. I don't think we're going to do another encounter after this, though, because this is taking long enough. And let's go ahead and see what we can do. So we're going to start with the blue baddie over here, who's going to target the weakest person, which is going to be Tantrum. Tantrum has 3 HP. This is one of those things where I don't remember if buff HP makes you not target the weakest, but as of right now, targeting the weakest. So we will go ahead and roll 3 attack dice against Tantrum. This die should be removed, and we have 3 damage. Fortunately, Tantrum has enough defense to still have a defense left over after all of that. So no defense, nothing penetrates Tantrum over there. This skill is activated and gone. Unfortunately, Tantrum once again goes to 2 Hardy over there. Now the good news is we might be able to keep Tantrum in a defensive position, especially because this one will activate first, moving there. Unless, of course, I move Tantrum up, which could be an interesting choice if I want to try to take out that Compound dude, because he's rolling too many dice. I think I want to try to take out Compound dude, but I only have 3 attack to do it. Tantrum can throw an axe at Compound dude, because otherwise he's rolling 5 dice range. So I think I have to. We're going to lower our axe to 0, so we can throw an axe. We will then move 1. This is really not ideal for us. We're then moving 1. We're going to move 1. That's 2 dexterity gone. No, there's only 1 dexterity gone. Then we will roll 1 attack dice and 1 defense dice. Okay, so we're trying to keep ourselves in check there. And we will go ahead and do that. Okay, and we got 1, beautiful, a double defense and 1 attack. So this guy's dead and out of play because he lost 1 from the axe and 1 from that, which also means we can now move this up to 4, which is helpful over there. Then let's just check one thing. Give me 1 second. Check one thing on his stat over there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Probably should be. Whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to, that was Dancer's turn. Now it's going to be Stanza's turn. Stanza can try to penetrate through this over here, but we have to be mindful that we have 3 dexterity to spend. We have too many things to be mindful of over here. So we do still have our battle plan. I think we will vamp this, which costs us no dexterity. That can help keep things in check if we need to. We can potentially up this, and then we can, I think we'll actually vamp this as well. Resetting over there, and then bump this to 2. So this will reset to the 1. So we're going to go ahead and deal 1 true damage to our target. Okay, so far we've only spent 1 dexterity, which is the good news, and then I think we'll use our remaining 2 dexterity for some defense. That might be able to keep us in check. We're trying to outlast our baddies over here. I could try to be aggressive, but again, they have 2 defense on them, so I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to be defensive at this point. And we have 1 bones, which could be helpful. That can add some distortion over there. So if we add some distortion, that can level up. That's going to be our backup plan. Bones go to our backup plan. We can then focus, advance. We can intro, advance. I think we'll go ahead and cash those in to advance this over here. That will deal 1 true damage to everyone. I don't think it's worth it right now. I don't think it's worth it. We'll save those. We'll keep them in mind for next turn. Although we actually could go ahead. Ooh, that's beautiful. I think we're going to go ahead and advance that to take this baddie out of play again. So we're going to take him out of play again skipping his turn. Beautiful. We'll do that. Perfect. Okay. So, although, do I want to right now? No. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. I lied. Ignore what I said. Fine. We'll leave this as is. This is back in the vamp slot. He's still in the battle slot, and he's going to go ahead and attack us. Because I realize he's not actually that much of a threat right now. He'll roll his 3 defense dice, 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. We'll see what he gets, but I think Tantrum has plenty of defense over there. And we have 1, 2, and 4, which is enough to penetrate his health by 1. And it will keep that die in him, but it doesn't really add up. And then we have 2 defense, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. We then move to the next round, where now we do, at the start of the round, everyone gets 1 true damage. So we'll go ahead and deal a damage to everyone. We're literally just outlasting them on this board over here. Okay, Tantrum goes down to 1 health, which is fine. It's all fine, don't worry. And then we'll lower in health from this guy. And then we will continue. So now it goes to the blue person's turn. The blue person's turn over here, he's going to attack this one right there because, well, that's the closest. Going to attack Stanza. And we deal 2 damage to Stanza. 1 through the defense and 1 to the buff HP. Stanza is probably going to die soon if we're not careful. I don't think we're making it to another round. We need to be very effective this round. And then that takes us to Dusters, to Tantrum's turn. I always say Dusters. Tantrum's turn. Tantrum now has a game to play where Tantrum's first of all going to cash in this, resetting it to 0 to get our HP back up. So that will be helpful there. And then Tantrum, geez, has to make a decision. He still only has the 2 over there, which is fine. But I think we need to go ahead and attack somebody, basically. So we'll go ahead and power through this person over here. I think that makes sense because we'll be doing 1 damage to everyone. That makes sense. Okay, we have 3 dexterity to utilize. We'll go ahead and just raw damage attack. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. We could do the lashback. Lashback might be helpful. Let's do 1 for lashback and 2 for defense. We think we can survive another round here. Okay. And we get 2 lashback on ourselves. That will deal 2 damage back. 1 defense. That's actually good timing wise. We'll see why soon. And then 1 to our battle plan. Okay. That helps us over there. And then it's now time for Stanza's turn. Stanza is currently maintaining 3 over there. She, fortunately, does for the first time this whole game have like 5 dexterity. So we can actually do what we want over here. We're going to spend our first dexterity to put a buff HP on self. I think. I don't know if it's enough. We'll try. Okay. Second dexterity to advance this one over here, which is going to deal 1 damage to everyone. So straight back to buff HP. We'll deal 1 damage to Tantrum. And then 1 damage to both of these. 1 and 2. Then we will go ahead and cash in our bones to advance this next one, which is going to deal 2 true damage to our target right through there. So this guy's dead now. So he's gone. And that was 2 dexterity so far. There's only 2 dexterity. We still have this one. We could try to cycle the baddie off the queue, but I don't know if that necessarily helps us. Currently he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we want him in play. And then I guess with our remaining dexterity, with not much to do, because we have to declare our targets before we move, so that's not really relevant. So fine, we're going to call that a day. And we'll take 1 true damage next turn. We'll see who survives this next round. This is going to be down to the wire. Then we'll go ahead and activate. We can move that off. We can go ahead and activate. This one's off too. We're just activating the purple. The purple will go ahead and roll 3 attack dice against Tantrum. And Tantrum is going to go ahead and take 1 damage to the defense. That reduces the defense down to nothing. And also deal straight 2 damage back, removing your defensive dice. That will remove that and exhaust that. And we're still weakened, unfortunately. That has stayed true the entire game, which means we now move to the next round where, again, everyone takes 1 true damage, which means if it makes it to the end of this round, we're probably dead. Probably dead. Honestly, this is one more round that I thought we'd have. We move to Tantrum. Tantrum is just going straight up for attack at this point. I don't think we have a choice. He has no defense right now. We're going to use all 3 of our dice on attack, all 3 of our dexterity on attack, and we have bones. Of course we do. So 1 attack to that guy. 1 attack. We have 2 bones, which would be really helpful to up our axe collector, but it won't matter because if it makes it to next round, we're dead. We're dead next round. I don't see a way around this. It's up to Stanza. Stanza needs to move and try to figure out a way if we can take out our target. So this can advance to deal 1 damage to each baddie, and this can remove a baddie from the board. That's all that really matters, I think. Here's what we can do. No, we can do this, actually. We can do this. If we advance this to all, we'll go ahead and get more. 5. So I have 2 attack dice. 2 attack dice could be enough. I think we have to go for it. Here, watch. So we'll move 1 dexterity. That's 1. We will advance this skill. I think we have to, at the beginning of a turn, decide. So we're going to let this vamp, which will cost us nothing. We will let this die, which has cost us nothing. And then we'll advance this to all baddies. That costs us 1 dexterity. So we've utilized 2 dexterity, and we'll do 1 damage to this baddie. Okay? And then finally, we have 2 attack dice, and this is the time where we do not want to roll bones. We have just 2 attack dice, that's all we have. Oh, I have this too, which I can use for my 3rd dexterity, so let's go ahead and use that, and we should be fine unless we rolled horribly, which we did not. The baddie is taken out, and that is it. That's the round. That is over. That was a long Too Many Bones boss fight. I'm sure I made 17 mistakes along the way, but that was fun. That was satisfying. This, by the way, so let's take a step back. Let's breathe a second. This is what it comes down to. It comes down to us losing through true damage at the end of the round. I didn't do a great job explaining what I was doing as I was going, by the way, so I apologize in advance if you made it this far. I really did not do a good job explaining things. I'm just too caught up in the game I'm playing. I'm too caught up in doing all this and experiencing the combinations and trying to figure out how you can utilize your abilities that I did a horrible job explaining what's happening as I go. Sorry for that, but this is why I like Too Many Bones. It presents you with a puzzle. It presents you with a brutal puzzle of what's going to happen to you as you play, of how you're going to be hit. I had 2 gigantic baddies who were hitting us with Weaken 2 every single round, destroying our dexterity, which for both my characters is the lifeblood of how I built them up. I built up both these characters to utilize that dexterity. Stanza inherently needs her dexterity to cycle her songs, and then she also has 2 defense to keep with her survivability. Tantrum has 3 defense. I built the most survivable Tantrum that I've ever built in, well, any build that I've used Tantrum. Usually I'm more aggressive. I try to be a little more defensive this turn. But the problem is, 3 defense, if all your dexterity is being used for defense, you're just kind of standing there trying to soak up damage. He's not so much Tantrum as he is just like sheltering in the corner. Whole different build. But then you figure out what you can do. You figure out how you can utilize your abilities, how you can combine different things. And again, like I said already, probably cheated 2 or 3 times. The good news is I tend to cheat both favoring and not favoring myself, so it all balances out. But that's Too Many Bones. That's the puzzle of the game, trying to take advantage of the puzzle and the situation of the baddies that are attacking you, the abilities you've built up, and now I'm going to say goodbye to you while I go ahead and spend my 3 training points for each of my gear locks, which means more dexterity. Probably more dexterity. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hope you have a good one.